Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Watercolor Wednesday. I'm Leslie Watkins. I hope you're well. Today is day 4 of my Sale-A-Bration burst, and I've got a really special presentation today to coincide with Watercolor Wednesday. And I have a super new offer for you because I've had such a tremendous response to the watercolor painting I did last Wednesday. I have something special for all you people out there that are especially interested in watercolor and would like to learn more. So let me show you what I've got. There's a lot going on today. If you hear a lot of construction in the background, there are some massive machines outside my house tearing up the road. So I've got all the doors and windows shut, so hopefully that will help mitigate some of that extra noise. Um, I want to remind you that there's just 2 more days till the end of Sale-A-Bration. So tomorrow, Thursday, September 30th, is the last day, and you have until midnight to place your orders to qualify for free gift products. And I'm going to review that very quickly with you right now just to let you know what's going on. So let me turn you down and I'll show you the brochure. This is the Sale-A-Bration brochure. Okay, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail with this because I've mentioned it several times to you, but in here there are lots of papers, stamps, Christmas items, even dies, okay? And all of these items are available for free when you place an order of $50 or $100 or more, okay? So I will be posting all of the links below after I do the live video today. And all you'll need to do is to click on the shop supplies or my online store, and you will automatically be able to select the items that are available. Now, for the past several days, I've been sharing with you some of the things from the brochure. So we did the counting sheep and the dies, where I announced the tutorial to make the counting sheep board game. It's really, really cute, and I will be talking about more of this later. If you are on my notification list, you will be getting all of the information in an email that I'll be sending out. If you're not on the list, please subscribe to DandelionCottageDesign.com. Go there, go to Notes, and subscribe to Notes from Dandelion Cottage Design, and you're going to be able to have access to a lot of really nice offers, classes, and workshops that I have coming right up, so that's important. I did the card using the texture and frames stamp set as a background. Let me see. Let me show you that card. I have it right here. So here's the card that I did with this set. Okay. And this is the Counting Sheep board game project that I made with this set. Okay, so you can see these things are very, very versatile. This die set I used to make these beautiful gold foil flowers on the front of this card. And with the Feels Like Home stamp set, I did this little 2-color watercolor image, and I'm going to be using this one again today because so many of you asked questions about this. I want to go into this with a little more detail, so that we're going to do today. And little preview for tomorrow, I'm going to be using the Delicate Dahlias stamp set, and I just want to share with you these gorgeous, in case you're wondering what a dahlia looks like, these are some of the magnificent dahlias that came from my friend's garden this year. And she put this magnificent bouquet on my porch, and I found it as a surprise. And I'm just thrilled to have it. So if you like painting flowers, stay tuned to the special Sale-A-Bration Burst Day 5 tomorrow at 12 noon right here. All right, so let me put all this stuff away because today we're going to be using this stamp set. And each of these things that I just showed you was made using one of the selections from the Sale-A-Bration catalog that you can get for free. So it's a really, really great opportunity. So for this card that I'm going to be sharing with you today, I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. Okay, I have just a standard piece of cardstock, and this card measures 5.5 wide by 4.25 high. I've got a mat, and I've got, excuse me, a piece of the Fluid 100 watercolor paper. I also have, gather up all my things here. I have some StazOn ink, and this is, excuse me, this is a waterproof ink. Okay, I also have some water-based ink, so I'm going to be using these together. This is the re-inker that's used to re-ink these pads. These can be re-inked many times and used over and over. They last for years. And you can get these little re-inkers with the liquid ink that you can use to replenish them. All of the materials that I'm using today will be listed in a supply list below. So if you see something that you're interested in, you'll find it there. And if you have any questions at all, just send me an email or a message and I will get right back to you. So I've got my stamp mounted up on my block here. And I have a water painter, which is a brush that has the water in the barrel of the brush itself. And I've got a couple of paper towels off to the side. I've got some water, and I think that's pretty much everything. Oh, one other thing. I also have a spritzer here to wet my paper. So that's really all you need for this project that I'm going to be showing you today. Now I just want to check and make sure that the video is broadcasting, and that looks good. Okay, so it looks like we're live and Kelly's out there. Hi Kelly, thank you so much for joining me today. The first thing I want to do is I just want to open up my stamp pad, and I'm going to put a couple of drops of ink right on the cover. And I'm going to use this as my palette. And you don't need much. That's only about 3 or 4 drops, and that is plenty. I'm going to move these things out of my way. And using the StazOn ink, I'm just going to, this is a big image. So when you have a bigger image like this, sometimes it's easier to bring the ink pad right to the stamp. And the StazOn ink pads actually have this fabric surface. And so with this kind of ink pad, sometimes it helps to do a little bit of rubbing to make sure that you have a nice covering of the stamps. All right, and I'm just going to close this up. So here is my got you in frame. There's my paper. And I'm just going to stand so I can see better what I'm doing here. I'm just going to give that a firm press, give the ink a moment to transfer to the paper, and there's my image. Now, this is a little bit fuzzy, and that's okay. The reason it looks like that is because this watercolor paper has a rough surface. Okay, so it's going to, if you wanted to get a crisper outline, you would do it on the special stamping cardstock, which I will also have listed below. But that's fine because we're going to paint over this today. So I'm just going to give this a second to dry. And now I'm going to take my spritzer and I'm going to give it a very light misting. And I'm going to do that off camera here so that I don't get water all over my surface. There we go. All right, and now I'm going to dilute my ink. And I'm just adding plenty of water. And I'm just going to put a little bit of a wash around the edges to create a vignette. And what I mean by vignette is just a little picture that has a soft edge. All right, and I'm just going to spread that around. So there we go. You see, it's already shaping up. There's very little that you need to do when working with these stamps. All right, so that's the first step. So one of the things I'm going to be talking about today is the free watercolor class that I have coming right up. So this is an introductory class for people who are interested in watercolor but maybe feel a little bit intimidated by it, or maybe you haven't had the best of luck or success with your attempts. I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can get great effects in just 3 easy steps. And the only way that you can participate in this introduction to watercolor in 3 easy steps is by using the host code that I'll have listed below in the description. And if you order $100 or more in the products from the catalogs, you will be able to participate in the free class and select two $50 items from the Sale-A-Bration catalog or one $100 item. And one of the things that you can select is this stamp set that I'm using today for a $50 purchase. So again, the class is going to be absolutely free with a purchase of $100 or more when you use the host code that I'll be posting below. And I will also include a supply list of things that you might want to consider having on hand to be able to follow along. All right, so I'm just adding a little more color now. I'm keeping this as a monochromatic, meaning that it is just the one color. In this case, I'm using the cinnamon cider, and I selected cinnamon cider just because it goes well with that StazOn ink that I used to stamp the image, just to keep it all together. All right, so here's my beautiful scene with the bicycle outside the front door of this gorgeous house. This is a stone house with this very pretty kind of carriage style door on the front. It could be someplace in Europe or some beautiful home. And I think you can see that I'm getting a beautiful soft edge, and that's because the paper is slightly damp, and that's what I'm looking for. So while I'm working here on my picture, I also want to remind you that tomorrow, September 30th, is also not only the deadline for the Sale-A-Bration promotion, but it's also the deadline to register for my workshops that I've been announcing the past couple of weeks. So the design journal workshop, the counting sheep promotion with the tutorial for the board game, and this free watercolor class will all end tomorrow at midnight. So if any of those things are of any interest to you, please don't wait to the last minute. We're almost there. And if you have any questions about any of these things, just let me know. And I will be absolutely happy to help you with your order, explain more about the Sale-A-Bration, talk about the supplies, anything you want to know. So let me just check and see. All right, now I'm just going to put a little bit of detail on this gorgeous stone wall. So just pick up that texture a little bit. There we go. And then we've got these flower pots. Okay, so there's our beautiful little scene. I'll just put a couple more dark accents here and there. ready to mount this up. So here's my card base with my mat, and because my painting is still damp, I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue to the card base first. Normally I would put the glue on the painting first, but because it's damp, I'm just going to do it this way today. So there we go. Okay, and then the same on here. Actually, I think I can pick this up now. Let's just give this a go. There we are. All right, so there is your hand-painted note card with a lovely scene on the cover. All right, just using a handful of materials, and this beautiful stamp feels like home that you can only get for free with a $50 order or more. And if you're interested in learning more about watercolor, then please join me for this free introduction when you use the host code below with a $100 order or more. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're encouraged and inspired to go ahead and try your hand at watercolor. It's really not that hard. Um, the secret to watercolor is knowledge, is understanding what you're doing. So with just a little bit of information and a little practice, you'll have no problem doing something like this yourself. So stay well, stay happy, stay inspired, and I will see you tomorrow for day 5, the final day of Sale-A-Bration, right here at 12 noon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.